Hello Dungeon Fighters, it's SamuraiLee here again, and today's tutorial is going to be cutting off the energy the 4th Anton dungeon. You can run through rooms 1 through 6 by yourself very easily. There's no mini bosses in rooms 1 through 6, so I'm not going to go through them. When you get to room 7, you'll fight 2 mini bosses, Blackfire Rock and Power Arm Kurl. Blackfire Rock, the darker version of the monster, is the one that you need to be careful of because it is the one that has the one-hit KO gimmick in this room. Power Arm Kurl's gimmick is if the screen starts to brighten white, that means he will start jumping to the sky and dive bomb down and hit anyone within the pentacle target. It does a lot of damage, but it's not a one-hit KO gimmick. The one you need to watch out for is Blackfire Rock. When you see the screen start to darken, that means he's about to jump to the sky and dive bomb down. But once he dive bombs down and stands up, he will start his one-hit KO gimmick and kill party members randomly. Best way to avoid that gimmick of his is once he dive bombs down, do your best to do invincibility frame moves like grabs or holds or awakenings, or use immortality formula. Otherwise, it will instantly target you and kill you right away. Another one-hit KO gimmick of Blackfire Rock is he'll summon black orbs that will slowly target you. Once these orbs touch you, it will deal enough damage to kill you instantly. So do your best to avoid these black orbs. The best strategy for this room is use holds to try to grab both of these mini bosses at the same time. You can use holders or summon a Gonzo. Once you grab both of them, use all your moves to try and kill these two as fast as possible. On the 8th room, you'll fight Grander Ator. You'll notice when you enter the room that the first player usually has an icon on top of their head. That icon means that player must be within the circle of Ator. If the player is not inside that circle, Ator will cause a room-wide explosion that will instantly KO you and your entire party members. The gimmick with Ator is anyone within the circle will usually be tripped by Ator, making them fall to the ground, and if you don't quick rebound in time, the fire explosion within that circle will probably instantly kill you. The strategy of this room is everyone but the person with the icon on top of their head must stay outside the circle and do their attack from outside. And the person with the icon on their head must stay within the circle as much as possible and avoid being killed. When you enter the 9th room, you'll see a monster who I'll call Maidorok to make the pronunciation easier. The gimmick of this room is Maidorok will always jump and smash onto the person that touches the foul orb. The person with the foul orb must leer Maidorok and break the shields of the 4 cornerstones, and then also break the rocks after the shields are broken. Once all 4 cornerstones are broken, you can break the middle stone in the room. Once the middle stone in the room is broken, that will make Maidorok vulnerable to all your attacks. You have about 10 seconds to do all your damage to Maidorok during that phase. If you cannot kill him in time, Maidorok will smash the ground 3 times, and with each smash cause a room-wide explosion that does a lot of damage. One thing to note is the foul orb is not touched within a certain amount of time. It will also cause a room-wide explosion that takes about half your HP. If you can't kill Maidorok in time and he's at low HP, he'll summon a Magic Eye Cell. The Magic Eye Cell will home in and target one player. If any player is within the Magic Eye Cell's range, it will petrify all the players there and cause Maidorok to do the 3 ground smashes again and cause room-wide explosions. So whoever is being targeted by the Magic Eye Cell should leer it away from party members while they try to break the 4 cornerstones. Best strategy for this room is have one designated player touch the foul orb and leer Maidorok to each of the cornerstones. The other 3 players should stand by on the cornerstones to get ready to break it. The designated player should just rotate through each cornerstone while the party members just break the rocks when the shields break. Use small skills to break the middle stone in the room, and use all your strong skills to attack Madarok once he's vulnerable. An interesting loophole is you can break the middle stone from respawning if you can time an attack correctly. I first awakened and broke the middle stone in the room, thus making Madarok vulnerable again right away. On the 10th room, you'll fight a giant lava worm that's similar to the giant Noogle that you fight in Screaming Cavern Ancient Dungeon. The giant lava worm is invulnerable to attacks, and the only way to make him vulnerable is to kill the lava turtle. When you kill the lava turtle, it will leave behind a shell carcass. And the shell carcass is used to stun the lava worm when it burrow tackles. You'll notice that the lava worm usually targets a player that has the circle icon on them. Whoever has the circle target on them will get burrow tackled by the lava worm 3 times in a row. You can dodge those tackles by jumping in air, and it'll only do that 3 times. Keep in mind to do this away from your party members, otherwise you will get everyone attacked and instantly one-hit KO'd. Strategy for this room is have one player lure the lava worm away, while the other 3 party members try to kill the lava turtle. Once the lava turtle leaves the shell carcass behind, the designated player lures the lava worm. The lava worm will hit the shell carcass of the turtle and make himself dizzy. During that time, he's vulnerable to damage, so you can unleash all your attacks at the same time. If the lava worm creates a whirlpool in the center of the room, try your best to avoid the thorn. It's a one-hit KO usually if you can touch it. Best way to avoid this whirlpool gimmick is go to the bottom center of the room and just stay there throughout this phase. You will never get hit by any of the thorns at this portion of the room. In the 11th room, there's a monster that's similar to Pandemos Flu from the Ghost Train Ancient Dungeon. I'm going to call this monster Red Flu for easier pronunciation. Red Flu only has one gimmick that you need to be aware of, and that is it will send across 3 Ghost Scream tackles on the screen. First one will always go across the middle of the room. Second one will always go across the bottom of the room, and the third one will always go across the top of the room. The gimmick here is one of those Ghost Scream tackles will be solid color while the others are transparent. The goal is to get hit on purpose by the solid colored ghost tackle, and once you do, you'll have flame aura stuck on you. And you're supposed to bring that flame aura and touch the Red Flu with it, cause it to be vulnerable to attacks. Once it's vulnerable, you have a lot of time to deal your damage and unleash all your attacks to kill him. If you do not kill him in time, the process is just going to be rinse and repeat. He'll teleport to the other side of the room. So just time when to get hit by the solid Ghost Scream tackle. In the boss room, you'll fight Absorbent Egen. Egen looks like Tog and has really high defense. There are only 2 ways to deal significant damage to Egen. The first way is to watch for his Screen White Tackle gimmick. His Screen White Tackle gimmick is a one-hit KO move, so you do your best to avoid it by jumping in the air. You can time your jump by watching when Egen prepares to tackle by seeing the ghost that appears before the move starts. The ghost will run across the screen, and once it disappears across your screen, that's your timing to jump in the air and avoid the rolling earth that goes along with Egen's tackle. Once he runs across the screen and hits the other side of the wall, he'll be dazed and confused. He'll receive normal damage from your attacks. The second way to deal damage to him is if he misses one of his grabs. If he misses his grabs, he'll be stuck in his grab animation but with the question marks over his head indicating that he missed. During this time, you can unleash all your attacks and do a lot of damage to him. However, if he manages to grab you, not only will you die, it's a one-hit KO gimmick, but it will also absorb all that player's buffs and it will heal Egen greatly. You can save your party member from that grab if you can grab Egen on time before he kills that player. The most threatening gimmick of Egen is if you see the screen flash white and the text on the screen says Egen opened his eyes widely, that indicates he's about to do a full health regeneration gimmick. To avoid this gimmick, everyone must look away from his eye. If any player looks to his eye when this move ends, he will regenerate a lot of HP and summon an icon that will float across the screen throughout the remainder of the battle. These icons don't really do any damage, but any player that it touches, that player will always have their moves cancelled. As you can see here, one of my skills gets cancelled, and one of the party members here is a vagabond that is doing their first awakening, and it gets cancelled midway. The best strategy for this room is to watch for two of his gimmicks, the grab or the screen wide tackle. Once you avoid these skills, you can unleash all your attacks and deal all your damage and hopefully kill him in time. Thank you for watching this video, hope it helped. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. Thank you and have fun playing DFO.